Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. As you can tell from the title of the video, today we'll be reviewing some of the K-pop TikTok community's opinions. These aren't exactly unpopular but pretty random. Let's get started. Company privilege was completely okay until it was TXT, and then suddenly it was unfair. I noticed this whole company privilege talk didn't become a conversation till a hype or big hit at the time debuted at TXT. I didn't hear anyone care about company privilege as much as I do now. Really. I didn't hear anyone complain when Twice and iKON won the award in 2015, NCT 127 in 2017, Stray Kids in 2018. I didn't even hear anyone talk about ITZY winning the same year TXT did in 2019. At this point, I think everyone just gets mad with anything that has to do with BTS. There is no best group vocal or rap line. Everyone has different tastes and opinions. Yeah, but there's certainly vocal and rap lines that are better than another. Example, EXO's vocal line is stronger than BTS's, but BTS's rap line can definitely out-rap EXO's. It doesn't matter who paved the way or who outsold. Just support your faves and don't spread unnecessary negativity. Yeah, I agree, but is that ever gonna happen? No. Unstanding a group because of the fandom is valid. I think it's mostly new stans who disagree with this because me being an older stan can relate and completely understand why. I almost stopped listening to K-pop a couple months ago because of the fandoms. At some point, it becomes so draining to be a K-pop stan because of all the toxicity. It literally sucks the color and fun of what makes it so enjoyable. So yeah, it's possible and understandable to unstand a group because of the fandom. The term SM vocalist only applies to groups before 2013 because the vocals now are not as impressive or as good as they were before. I don't agree with this at all. I feel like the person who said this was a second gen stan because SM trains reliable vocalists to this day. If you look at every group that has debuted after 2013 and listen to their discography, you can clearly see that the talent is up to par. I don't know how you couldn't. A-Pink is so underrated. They are so good. Just because the group isn't popular internationally doesn't mean that they're underrated. And citizens and netizens are completely different. Stop dragging us into their drama. Do people actually mistake you two? Armies and blinks are mostly demonized. No. Unfortunately, the bigger the fandom, the more toxic stans. There are many really nice fans, but it's more likely that you're often going to meet very immature fans. People will push themselves to like underrated groups, so if they happen to become popular and mainstream in the future, they can say they were there from the beginning. Some of you try so hard to stand the next BTS. It's annoying because some of you will be in random comment sections saying, "Oh, so-and-so is so underrated," when their music sounds like this. I think they're underrated for a reason. I don't vibe with STAYC's songs. I just don't like them. Wrong. You just don't have good taste in music. Idols don't have to constantly be singing live. Even if they are sick, they need a break on their vocals sometimes. Imagine having to promote 24/7 with little to no sleep, doing interviews, photo shoots, and constantly singing live while dancing. It's exhausting. I hear Twice getting comments about this, but you have to remember how packed their schedules are. So using clips like this to say they aren't talented is wrong and inaccurate. And whether you like it or not, a lot of idols lip sync. I know plenty of people who say their idols eat CDs because of how great their live vocals are, when in reality, they're just pre-recorded. Some people only bring up problematic things idols have done, not because they care about it, but because they want an excuse to drag them. You just described K-pop TikTok in a nutshell. Congratulations. Just because someone is from the big three doesn't mean they didn't struggle at all. I think people forget the amount of pressure someone who debuts from the big three has. The training process is relentless and cruel. Expectations are high. This is the biggest opportunity they could ever have and that any K-pop trainee would kill for. They could lose it as quickly as they got it, as they are constantly reminded of how expendable they are. That if they aren't up to par, there's another teenager that's willing to take their place at the next audition. If they make it far enough to debut, it's not just the pressure of the company anymore. It's the pressure and expectations from the public who expect you to be polished and perfect at all times. Any lacking qualities, and you'll be hated. They are the successors of the popular groups that came before them. All eyes are on whoever debuts from JYP, YG, SM, and now HYBE. Some armies will never accept that one day there's going to be a new group that will take over K-pop. As an army, it's bittersweet to read this, but it's true. There's gonna be a day where they stop promoting and disband. What do you think happened to the groups that the boys looked up to in the second generation of K-pop? For example, Big Bang. They were replaced by third gen, and that's exactly what will happen with BTS. Anyways, that's it for the video. What are your thoughts on these opinions? Comment them down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Until then, stream Mafia in the morning.